yes, we will maybe have something more. I don't know. We'll see.
And maybe I can add that...
Maybe you know what we will have.
No, unfortunately not. But what I know is that you still have free capacity in your own production lines. And I have, of course, asked our colleagues and allies to bring more money, to bring more financing into the production lines in Ukraine, because you're capable of producing more than what we have been able to raise financing for.
Reuters, please.
Hello, Andrew Gray from Reuters. Prime Minister Frederiksen, you said that you won't allow Viktor Orban to take decisions on behalf of the whole European Union, but as you know, the accession process proceeds with unanimity at every step of the process. So do you have any suggestions? We've heard various options about ways to get round that. None of them seem to fly. So how do you actually move forward when Hungary is taking this very clear and unambiguous stance? And similarly on frozen assets, where the Hungarian Prime Minister has said he's not going along, he's not interested in mutualising the risk that Belgium would have to take. So how are you going to get round that? Do you think that can be done without him? And President Zelenskyy, a broader question for you perhaps on US support. Are you confident that the United States is now firmly on your side? At one point, President Trump was saying, I'm neither on one side nor the other, I'm trying to mediate. Do you feel that after your recent meetings, the US is clearly on your side, and will that result in more concrete support?
Should I start?
Please.
Okay. So when we are talking about enlargement, you are totally right. It demands unity and 27 votes. But there is a lot of things we can do, even if we cannot convince Viktor Orbán to open the first cluster. So there are so many things that has to be solved and changed and decided upon before the day where you can actually enter the European Union, like for all candidate countries and all the countries who have entered the European Union through history. So, I mean, if we are not able to convince Viktor Orbán, then I simply think we just have to move on with all the work that has to be done between Ukraine and the European Commission. Simply continuing our work. I think it is, when we're talking about reparation loan, it's totally understandable that there are a lot of questions. And this is on a technical level, it's quite creative, but it's also quite difficult. I'm sure that the Commission will be able to answer all the questions. And at the same time, this is on a more political level, or from a more political perspective, what is the alternative? Because unfortunately, we haven't been able to finish this war. Us standing here wants peace more than anything else. Russia doesn't. So the war will probably continue, unfortunately. You have to run your armed forces. It's extremely expensive, and it's not possible for Ukraine to do that on your own, of course. So it's up to the rest of Europe, because I think we have to look at Ukraine as the first line of defense. So everything we do in Ukraine is about also defending ourselves. So for me, it's very clear that we need to find a way of financing. And if it's not this way with reparation loan, I haven't heard any other ideas that will have as much impact as this idea. So therefore, what we do now from the meeting we had yesterday until the next meeting in the Council is to find answers to all the technical questions and issues. And then I think we will be ready to take a decision. And I know that the government in Belgium finds this very difficult, but my hope is and my belief is that we will be able to find a solution that will get support from all 27 countries.
We do our best to have United States on our side. What can I say? politically, diplomatically, and of course on the battlefield. On the battlefield, our soldiers, they are heroic people, and they have to stand and not make steps back. It's very difficult. It's very painful. It's a big tragedy, this war. But to show our strong position, it has big influence, really, on reality, which is in the United States. Because when Putin lied to President Trump, his team, and etc., on different channels, they had connections, lied that they are occupying our territory, that they will occupy us, and that in 1 month they will be in Pokrovsk, and in 2 months they will occupy all the eastern parts of our country. Then they will go to Kharkiv or to Dnipro, to Kiev in 3 months, 4 months. They showed some maps, something, something strange, and etc. I saw a lot of these things. So you have just to break all these narratives. That's what our soldiers, I'm very thankful to them, that's what our soldiers do, and that's what our team diplomatically does. Thank you.
We are running short of time. I have